Welcome to the Produce or Die podcast. This is a show dedicated to video producers and filmmakers who want to achieve massive creative and financial success. So let's roll. Welcome to episode 7, Mentorship. There's a romantic idea that we can figure everything out on our own. We can be the hero of our journey and come out on top after years of struggle. Why would I pay someone to help me when I can learn everything by myself on YouTube? That's the idea we're going to explore. Do you go it alone or do you get help from a mentor? So what is a mentor? A mentor is defined as an experienced or trusted advisor. They may provide information about their own career path and provide guidance, motivation, emotional support, and role modeling. They may help with exploring careers, setting goals, developing contacts, and identifying resources. So let's crack into it and let's talk about my experience with finding a mentor. My journey with mentorship began about 7 years ago when I got a random message on Facebook from an online marketing guru. His name was James Kemp, and he had seen some of our videos and seen the success that we had had in terms of people engaging with our content and our humor. He wanted us to make a video for him. At first I was like, who the heck is this guy? I didn't trust him. He's just one of these online marketing scammers. Especially when I learned that he made about $1 million a year. I genuinely thought he was making it up, because back then I was like, nah, no one can make that much money working from home in online business. It's just not possible. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. Long story short, we met up and we filmed a video for James that he wanted to use in his marketing. It was a simple piece-to-camera interview that cut between 2 different shots. At this point, I was still skeptical, especially because he kept his sunglasses on during the shoot. And let's face it, there's nothing more dodgy than someone hiding their eyes on a video. But the crazy thing was, that video that we made went on to make him around $300,000. That was where I learned that a successful video doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to have amazing music. I don't even think it had any music. It doesn't even need graphics. It doesn't need a logo. All it needs to have is a good story and a strong message. And then that video needs to resonate with a targeted audience. James achieved this by distributing and marketing the video effectively by using simple Facebook advertising techniques. And that was the start of our relationship. Like any good mentor, James has a knack for spotting the unique and special parts of people and their skills and putting a business structure and framework around them. And this was exactly what we needed. On a personal level, I loved telling stories. I'd had some success, but I didn't have the business skills that I required. And I'm not talking about things like accounting and numbers. I'm talking about a framework in which I could hang all of my ideas, my experience, and my service around. And having a framework and structure in place is important because once you have this, you can see where everything fits and you can add the parts in, such as your customer, your marketing, your operations, and all of that good stuff. But the biggest change that happened with me when James started mentoring me was that he reinvigorated the fire that was in my belly. He completely flipped my mindset and he made me realize that I needed to smash through the glass ceiling of my limitations. He taught me the skills to acquire a passion for learning, to learn to embrace the challenge and maintain a hunger for success. All of a sudden I had a roadmap with me, given to me from someone who was already a millionaire, and this instilled courage and confidence in me. All of this sounds a little bit abstract, and yes, it's abstract, but it's actually the most important part, because this is the part that most people are missing, and this is the part that's difficult to get from watching YouTube videos. In practical terms, the stuff that I started learning from James was all around marketing. And over the past 7 years, I've followed in James's footsteps in becoming an expert in online marketing. Sometimes the word marketing or distribution puts off video creators because they say, oh, I'm a creative. I don't need to know about marketing. All I want to do is tell stories. But learning marketing and learning distribution, at least understanding the principles, will make you so much better at creating content. Because marketing is simply connecting your audience to your content, and you get a huge amount of feedback and you'll get way more in tune with what type of content resonates with your audience. So the next thing I found useful was accountability. And this is a huge part of any mentoring. When you get a mentor, you get held accountable, meaning you have to do the work. I had shared my hopes and dreams with James, and because he had given me the roadmap and we had built a relationship together, I felt obligated to go out there and smash it. In other words, I had no more excuses to fall back on because every single step was laid out right in front of me. Having that accountability to myself and through James as a mentor is a constant reminder to me that I have to live up to my potential and makes me want to make an impact. And the next part about mentoring is developing a relationship and developing trust, because when you get a mentor, there's always give and take in terms of exchanging value. I have taken every single course and program that James offers. I watch all of his videos, I read all of his sales emails, and I also follow him around without him knowing. That part is a joke, but finding someone ahead of you and modeling them over the long term is everything. And building a relationship with your mentor makes it much more fun. James and I have collaborated on projects. I've flown to Bali and done a business mastermind together. I've made friends, I've made connections, and everything in between. And having a mentor means you get structure and hope on those days when things don't go to plan or when you lose faith. And when things do go to plan, it makes sharing those little wins all the much more fulfilling. Nowadays, I have two mentors. I have James, who's my business and marketing mentor, and I have Joel, who is an accountability and a mindset coach. And I am constantly investing in my own learning. Last year, I spent about $13,000 on courses and books. And nowadays, I am also a mentor myself. Everything I learn, I put into my own programs and trainings, and helping others is one of the most fulfilling things that I've done. So what are the key lessons that I've learned from my journey with a mentor? If you've got someone that you think may be a good mentor, I would ask this question: do they eat their own dog food? Do they actually practice what they preach? Have they done what you want to do? Because remember, you're paying for the experience and avoiding the pitfalls that they've been through. So has the person you're thinking of working with made their money from doing the thing? Are they actually a practitioner, or do they make all of their money from their online course or their training program? The second lesson is avoid information overwhelm. That's the problem with YouTube. You can learn a lot, but there's too much. You need to narrow your focus, and finding a mentor who's ahead of you in a specific area where you want to improve is the way to go. My experience shows that mentorship is absolutely 100% worth it. Having a mentor has literally helped me make hundreds of thousands of dollars much faster than I ever could have done on my own, and instilled confidence in me that has made me live a vibrant, healthy, driven, and passionate life. There's simply not enough time to learn everything yourself. It's far better to find someone ahead of you, build a relationship, follow the process, and enjoy the ride. So if you're thinking of getting a mentor, I could not recommend it enough. That's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. If you've enjoyed this episode, or you want to give me any feedback, hit me up on Instagram at mearle.nz. Laters.